Hey, today we're talking about 3 ways you can drive more profitability in your local service business. If you're ready, let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Blue Collar Builders YouTube channel. My name is Andy and this is the place where we help you find purposeful work through blue collar businesses. And today we're talking about 3 ways you can drive profitability within your local service business. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one is set clear expectations. What do I mean by this? When you are talking to a customer, when they're asking you to come take a look at a job, make sure that before you go out there, you have a good understanding of what their job is. So ask them questions. How large is the area? What are some of the challenges that you're facing? Make sure that you get all of the answers to all of the questions. And then once you have an idea of what the job is going to take, let them know what you think it's going to take. Make sure that you communicate very clearly each step of the process. So set very clear expectations. The next part of this process, which is number 2, the number 2 way to drive profitability is set a minimum. A lot of service-based businesses do not set minimum prices. So they might be going to a project that's $200 and it may be taking them all day and they're losing money. Or they may be going to a project that's $200 and they may be going for a couple hours. Well, the reality is in order to drive the equipment or to get your equipment on site and to perform the service, you're losing money after you pay for insurance, workers' comp, you have gas, you have equipment expenses and things like that. Once you pay all those expenses, you may be losing money. And so what we have done in our business is we have set a minimum price and we set a $1,500 minimum. So in order for us to come pull a skid steer or a track hoe to your project, we charge $1,500 just to get the equipment there and then to perform a full day's worth of work. That has helped us so much to set clear customer expectations. We have people who, especially residential customers, who think, oh, I'm going to be able to get this for $300, $400. And the reality is that if they're looking for that, then I have set clear expectations over the phone before I've even gone and looked at their project that we're probably not the right contractor for them. And this is what this does, guys, is this keeps you from wasting your time on projects that you're not going to make any money on. And it allows people who are underpricing the market to go ahead and take that business. And that's really business that you don't want. And here's a big reason for us why that is. The reason is that if we underbid a project, then we're forced to work really quickly on it. And when you're forced to work really quickly on a project, you make mistakes and you put yourself or your team in danger and you create a situation that is potentially dangerous and in the worst case is financially irresponsible as well, because if something goes wrong, that falls back on you. You have to fix it. And so it snowballs really quickly. And so that's why I think it's really important to set clear expectations for customers and then set a minimum price. The next one, and I think this is actually the most important thing you can do, is focus on your customers. You are all about serving your customers. When you are in a local service business, you need to think about what would the customer want in this situation. If this were my house, if this were my property, if this were my project, what would I want? And you need to go above and beyond and do everything you can to serve them. Here's why I think this is really important. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and you've just had an amazing experience and then you can't stop telling your friends about it? Well, I think our businesses, local service businesses, are the exact same way. If you provide a service and you go into it with the mindset of, I'm going to make sure that the service is so good that the only option they will have is to go and tell their friends about it. I'll tell you guys a story. There's a restaurant in the city where I live in Cincinnati. My wife and I were celebrating one of our anniversaries and we went to get dinner at this restaurant. Well, there's a theater around the corner and we were hoping that we could go get dinner at the restaurant and then go and watch the show after our dinner. Well, the show sold out and we didn't get tickets. And when we sat down at the restaurant, our waiter came up to us and he said, are y'all celebrating anything tonight? And we said, yeah, we're celebrating our anniversary. He said, well, do you have any plan outside of dinner? What are your plans? And we said, well, we wanted to go to the show down the street and unfortunately it's sold out. Well, what do you know? Halfway through our dinner, they literally brought us tickets to the show. It was like 3rd row seats. They had a connection, they called them, and they got us tickets to the show that night. So we had dinner and then we went to the show. I later found out that this business has a thing they call a BPA. The acronym is blow people away. Our goal is to blow people away so that their only response is to talk about how great their experience was and to tell their friends and to write reviews. And so I think as a local service, you need to be thinking about how can I blow people away? I mean, even if it's as simple as I'm going to take their trash cans back to where they keep them because they're at the end of the street. Or if it's something even more, I'm going to buy them a special gift to thank them for working with us. Whatever that might be, your goal should be to blow people away. Because here's what happens. When you blow people away and when you provide a really high quality service, they will tell their friends and they will write reviews, both of which will drive free marketing for you. And if you're not spending on marketing and you're constantly booked, that is additional profit for your business that you don't have to allocate towards a marketing budget or a sales team, because you've set such a precedent and you've set such an expectation in your community that you are a high quality service and that you can be trusted. So 3 things I think are really important. Set very clear expectations, set a minimum price, and then focus on just blowing your customers away. Give them an incredible experience. And I promise you, if you do those 3 things, you will see profitability in your business continue to rise. And the better you get at those 3 things and the more processes you put around them, the more profitability you're going to see in the long term as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.